Hi everyone, I'm going to show you how I have been getting organized with all these different meetings that we have, live receptions and training and such. So I've been utilizing Google Calendar. So I'm going to open my Google Calendar, so a new tab. If you don't have it bookmarked already, you can always go through this button here. It shows all your Google apps and click on Google Calendar. So then it'll bring up your calendar. And it just brought up mine, and I have it set at the week. Sometimes it actually opens up into the month, which is very busy, but this is how it opens up for me. So I'm going to show you how you can create like an event on your calendar so that you can be notified of it. So you would go to your email that you receive from Sasha. If you're directly under Sasha, she sends out emails to her direct sponsors, and then we are to send forward the information to people that we have sponsored directly as well, and so on and so on. So you would be sending information to your team, forwarding the information to your team. So I also receive emails directly from Nancy and Dr. Walker. So there is overlap within the two emails. However, there is some information that's different on both of them. So I verify the information that is relevant to me on both, and then I put that information into my Google Calendar so that I have what I want. So to me, the most important thing to list in your Google Calendar would be the actual live receptions that you can send a prospect to. So I would focus on that first. If you are limited with your time to get this done, that's what I would focus on first. So you come to the email that you want from Sasha. This week's agenda is here. You would scroll down because it's at the bottom. Scroll down to where the presentations are and select, and then right click and click on copy. Then you go to your Google Calendar tab, and as you can see, it's the days of the week and the time for the day. So that meeting started at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so you do it in your time zone. So then I would click on 10 o'clock in the box that says 10 o'clock. I've already created the event, so I'm going to show you how to do it on Wednesday, even though it's for Tuesday, okay? Just so you can see how I enter the information. So it's 10 o'clock, so I want to click on 10 o'clock. However, you know, if you click on any open space, it will adjust to that time, but you can always change it to reflect the time that you want. So I'll show you that in a second here. Okay, so I put in the title. I do nothing else in the screen because I would like more options available to me, which I cannot get by this screen. So always put in the title, click more options. So this will provide the ability to change the time should you want to, change the time zone if you want to, which I don't because I'm Eastern Standard Time. I wanted to show my time, not someone else's, and whether it repeats or not, which you are going to have this as a repeating agenda item on your list, because every Tuesday, pretending this is Tuesday, every Tuesday there is the Redox Discovery event that William performs. So, but at this time you could also change the time. Then it would reflect that information in your agenda. So I'll save it just to show you that. See, now it changed the time, so it changed where it went. Okay, so if you need to edit, click on the box again, click on the button edit, and now you can change it back. So 10 o'clock. Now he says it's a 15-minute conversation, which is more like a half an hour. Okay, so you want to really make sure that people understand how long this is, because that may be the only time that they're allotting for this event. So be respectful of their time. It used to be 15 minutes, but I think he's adjusted the information that he's sharing, so now it's a little bit longer. So say it's 20 to 30 minutes so people can definitely gauge their time. If you don't want to be notified, click the X here. then you won't get a notification of the meeting coming up. But it's a good idea to add a notification. I usually have 30 minutes for my notifications for live events, just in case I'm in the middle of something that I can possibly jump on if I have a prospect that's attending. And it's a good idea to attend the live events that you are sending, or the receptions that you're sending your prospects to, because then you could follow up with them directly after, and you can also see how they engaged in the meeting. I know that William's events, the Redux Discovery event on Tuesdays and Saturdays, you cannot see the other participants, but if they ask questions, you definitely can hear their question. So it's good to know that. You would like to color code it so that at a quick glance, you can see, you can decipher if it's an ASEA training or whatever type of other event you have on there, or if it's a live reception. You want to be able to quickly identify what it is by the color that you've designated. So I've also put in my agenda other non-negotiable items, like when I have to make dinner for my family and eat, personal time, time that I want to set aside for, you know, training, time I want to set aside for me, like reading or exercising or, you know, whatever. So you want to also input non-negotiable items so that you can identify the time in your day that you have to devote to your ASEA business as well. That will help you get organized in general, not just for this specific reason, but in general. So if you know your non-negotiables, you can work with what you have then. So like if you work full time, you need to input that time that you work. So that's a non-negotiable item. You can't do your ASEA business in that time frame, but it'll help you identify moments in your day that you can, so that you can realistically schedule your time to work on ASEA, and during those times you are being most efficient at the work that you want to get done. So making a plan of action requires you to see how you can fit your time in. Okay, so I do all my ASEA presentations, live receptions in blue. That's, you can pick whatever color you want. So down here, you can put in text. Now this information, so I click paste because I've already copied it. Now this information can be shared with a prospect. So you want the information to look good. So I take out the date because it doesn't matter the date, because it's every Tuesday, right? So Tuesday at 7, and I put all the time zones in because I have people all over the place, not just in my time zone. So I want to make sure everybody is going to know the time. Now I will highlight that, get rid of the underline, and I want it like that. Some of this information is for you. So you want it to be addressing your person. So this is a 20 to 30 minute important overview that will educate you on this incredible technology Q&A with expert William Friedman to follow. Now, you're done. That is what you can share. So if you're on your phone, you can literally click, copy, and paste into Facebook Messenger to an email. You can, if you're on your phone, you can copy and paste that into a text message. If you have the WhatsApp app, you can use that as well. But literally, this information can now be shared as is from any device that you have, because you can sync your Google Calendar to your phone because it's Google, right? So it's across devices. So that's the advantage of using this program, because it can be accessed from all your devices. So you've inputted the time, if it repeats, how much notification prior to it that you want. You've color coded it. You've put in the information that you want to share. Now you can save. And you want all events, edit recurring events. So that's what you want to do most times. So now if you look, it's on Wednesday, even though it's supposed to be Tuesday, right? But I'm showing you what you will see. So now every Wednesday, there it is. Every Wednesday, it's there. So I'm going to delete it though, because that's not what I want. So to delete it, you click on it and you simply hit the garbage. If you want to edit the information, because say the time is changed, you need to change the time. So it's not going to be 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Pacific Standard Time. He has to do it at 6 p.m. So now it's 9 p.m. my time. So I would adjust the information to being here. I've already told the system that it's only a half an hour, so it'll adjust the end time. And then I have to adjust this as well. So 6, and then that's 7, and then it's 9. So you always want to make sure that you're adjusting all information, not just the top, but all of it. You could save it and then just change it for this event, okay? Which I would recommend, because it's a week by week situation and it could go back to the other time. All right. If it looks like it's starting to be this time all the time, then I would change for this and following events, because then it will reflect the true new information, the true time slot. But if it's only a one change, then I would just do this event and then go, okay. So now it has the information changed, and look, it changed it on your, in your thing as well. So it's moved it to the 9 o'clock setting. And if you have this, if you have another meeting already there, it will show both, okay? So I'm going to click on it now because it's not a true meeting. It's a, we're gonna garbage it, and we're gonna garbage all events, not just this one, because remember, we've made it a recurring event. So we need to remove the recurring events and see it's gone. All right, so that's how you create it. That's how you edit it. That's how you delete it. And as I said, I have color-coded different things depending on what it is for me. The ASEA trainings and meetings, I have the same color as the light purple. If I'm meeting with one of my people to discuss an action plan or to help them with something specific, I use a different color. If I am, you know, something personal, which is like preparing food for my family or family oriented, it's a different color. If I'm going to do training personally to me, which is like reading or researching something, or doing, like we have the Create Leaders Now training with Jeff Carlisle, that's something else. You know, my non-negotiables to clean my house. You know, when you wake up and make breakfast and all your other stuff that you're going to do in that time period, like exercise or whatever you want to do, then that's a different color. So you want to put in your non-negotiable items, like I mentioned, so that you can identify the areas of the day that you can fit in your ASEA business. And then be utilizing that time most efficiently, and it will definitely help you get organized in your head. And at a quick glance, you can see, oh, I got to do that, you know? So do that first, put in your non-negotiables, put in the ASEA live events first, and then put in the training that you want to attend. If you're unsure of which training you should be going to, reach out to your sponsor and ask, what training do you recommend me attending? Because some training or some meetings is like, some meetings are just to uplift you. And you do need that every now and again, but you might not need it every week, you know? So you want to be able to choose which ones you want to attend, because if you're attending too much and it's overlapping the information that you're receiving, you're going to start thinking, do I need to go at all? And you don't want to get to that point, because then you might be missing out on new information new ways of thinking and such, and that would be unfortunate to miss out on things. Now, as you can see here, I have Alan Noble's weekly presentations. That's old information. Now we have the diamonds in ASEA doing Monday through Friday, twice a day, 1 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live receptions. The downfall to it is you're not sure of the direction or the focus of the presentation, whether it's business focused or if it's product focused. Another scenario is I don't believe people are able to ask questions on these live events, which to me is a downfall, because that is something that I very much share with my prospects, that the benefit to attending a live reception is the fact that you can ask an expert questions at the end of it. And but so if you have somebody who is interested in business first, then knowing what you're sending your person to is kind of a big deal. So the Dr. Walker does a business focused one on Sundays, and it's a ASEA business model. He does speak about the product too, but the first part of it is business focused. So that would be a good one to send people to. The Redox Discovery event that William does on Tuesdays and Saturdays, it's I think a very good balance, quite frankly. The Dr. Walker does a health and science presentation on Wednesdays and Saturdays, which is a lot of product information. So knowing your prospect, knowing what they want to get out of the meeting is the best way to be most efficient at getting a yes, because you want to send them to the one that they want to watch, that they are interested in learning about. So you wouldn't send someone who wants business first to the health and professional one or the science ones that Dr. Walker does twice a week. You'll want to send that person to the business model one that he does on Sundays, and maybe even Williams' other two, the Redox Discovery event, because it is kind of a balance. And you don't want to send someone who's interested in the product to those other ones, to the business focused one, because they'll be like, well, what are you talking about? So knowing what your prospect wants to get out of it will help you identify the live event to share with them. So keep that in mind when you're sharing a live event with somebody, a live reception. All right, I hope that helps to get you focused and organized. And let me know if this was helpful or if I need to change it in any way. All right, have a good day, everybody. Bye for now.